Okay, welcome to another episode of Truly Rotten Potatoes, Australia's toughest, hardest podcast, where we watch all the films on Wikipedia's list of 0% ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. We're not allowed to call our show Tomatoes anymore because there was some, obviously, legal complications there, so we're called Truly Rotten Potatoes. And I'm your host, Declan. I'm here with my co-host, Mitch and Hayden, and sitting in for Morgan, we've got stand-up comedian, TV personality, and also movie podcast host Bec Charlwood. Come in, Bec. How are you doing?
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you for putting down TV personality. That's only added to the list as of 2 weeks ago. So you guys have been all over it, looking up the IMDb's. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we keep the credits fresh on this show.
Diligent.
Honored to be here. So excited. Fuck yes.
So, Bec, you're the host of a podcast called The Ladies Guide to Dude Cinema.
Yes.
And my understanding of that show is basically, and I have listened to it, so I'm not just making this up, but you listen to the movies that, like, guys recommend that are like, dude, you haven't seen this movie, this Tarantino movie? And then you watch them as a female who's, like, never watched the movie before.
Yes. And you nailed the voice as well. That's literally...
That's my dude voice.
Beat for beat, tonally perfect, the impression of the dudes that we're talking about. Yeah, every single week we pick a movie that someone in some shape or form has been made to feel guilty for not seeing, and then we who know nothing about movies confidently review them in ways that people usually don't like.
Yeah.
What have been the movies that you've enjoyed so far? If any.
Oh, heaps. We've actually enjoyed most of them. I think that's why 2 years on we're still doing the podcast. Like, I think if we got to 30 in a row that we didn't like, we'd be like, oh, let's just do something else. This sucks. Because you guys would know, watching a movie every single week for a podcast and then recording it takes up so much fucking time. It's crazy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really does.
Yeah.
It really does.
So we've most of them are really good. Anything with Keanu Reeves usually bangs. I actually can show you on the wall of our studio here.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
It's like a
Yes.
Very
Jesus
nice.
picture of Keanu Reeves.
Yes, holding a little dog. So
John Wick? Did you have to
Yes.
watch John Wick? Yeah.
yes, we did the first three. Oh no, because the fourth one's not out yet, is it? No.
No, it's coming. I think,
Coming.
They're calling the fourth one John Wax.
Jesus.
I think there's also a TV spin-off that they were doing as well, so they're expanding the universe, the John Wick universe.
Just like Marvel and DC. Good on them.
Yeah. So, obviously, it's a bit of a change of pace. Like, your podcast sounds honestly quite fun, pretty easy, but we've thrown you into the hot seat here and we've put you through the ringer. We've made you watch a film called Transylmania.
Yes.
Oh.
Which also, when you watch the film, the title credit comes up and calls it College Vampires, which is a much better title.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I had to
That's
look
awesome.
up whether I got the wrong movie.
Yeah.
Also, jarring credits as well at the start. What,
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought they were going for like a Grease kind of
Yeah.
thing. Was that the vibe? You know the intro? Have you seen Grease? It's all cartoon like caricatures of all the characters from Grease getting ready to go to school.
I missed that
And,
part of Grease. Jesus.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
That's the best song.
Really?
That's the
Oh,
opening
come on,
Grease
man.
is the Word
It's the Grease is
song.
the Word song.
Nah, fuck it.
Oh, that's ringing a brief bell, but only vaguely.
I thought it was meant to be like a play on that. But yeah, you see all the characters in like cartoon version, but it was very crassly animated and very
Yeah.
bad.
So, like, at its core, this movie is basically American Pie, but if the college they went to was in Romania, and there's a long, detailed, like, vampire mythology involved.
Yeah.
This was like, it was exactly as the only actor that I recognize was the guy from American Pie. I was like, he was surely put in there to sell this movie. They were like, we got this guy, and they were like, oh shit, yes, let's greenlight this awful nightmare of a film.
Who was that? Which one was from American Pie?
Oh, I don't remember his name.
Was it Cliff? Was he
Yeah.
like the real kind of douchey jockey like guy?
Yes, that guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a very minor
Black-
character.
black-haired
in American
guy, right?
Pie. He had like thinning hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the guy who pretended to be a vampire hunter to get chicks.
Oh, that
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
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 He was also in
thought he looked
Cabin
familiar.
Fever as like a
Yes.
piece of shit.
Yeah, and we actually get to watch the remake of Cabin Fever that they made in 2016 using the same script as like the 2002 version. That's coming up later on the list, so that'll be fun.
Fuck yes.
Oh, jeez. What's Cabin Fever about?
It's about a biological weapon that gets leaked into a lake, and then a bunch of teenagers whose skin starts falling off, and then some of them get eaten by wolves. And yeah, I remember watching that on TV when I was like 14.
Yeah,
So hype.
it was
Just to
Eli
watch.
Roth's first movie. I don't know if you've watched any Eli Roth movies. Actually, I know that you watched Death Proof, and Eli Roth is in the movie Death Proof.
Oh, who does he play? We watched Death Proof recently. Who is he
Yeah.
in Death Proof?
He was one of the guys at the bar that was like, "We got to get these chicks drunk, man, and then they'll fuck us and stuff." Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes so much sense because
Yeah.
Death Proof is an awful movie. I hated that. What the fuck? I would probably hate Cabin Fever then. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
Is that the one with like a very long scene in a bar to begin with for like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's the guy.
That's all I've seen of that, and I liked those 20 minutes. And then I came back 2 hours later, and suddenly it had changed to the space one with a woman who has a gun for a leg.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Planet Terror. Yeah, which is weird because that one comes first in the double feature.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. That's definitely how it happened.
Well, that's getting into some dude cinema, I guess. That just shows the
True.
difference. Yeah.
Hey, can I quickly ask, Beck, did you ever watch... I doubt it. Did you ever watch Hackers? Was that on the dude cinema list? You gotta watch Hackers.
It sounds familiar.
Now it's gonna go on your
Who's
list.
in it? I feel like there's like a big A-list female actor in it.
Angelina Jolie.
Yes, that is on our list for sure.
Oh, it's the best movie.
Yeah.
Look, I'm doing it to you right now.
You're
on the
falling
pod.
into the trap.
Oh, that's the hardest part is we tell people about it and immediately it spurs
Yeah.
like ideas to people's brains. So we're like, great. It seems to be a good idea in that case, but then we've just trapped ourselves in our own nightmare by making the podcast.
No, I know how you feel. I know how you feel.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that picture of Keanu Reeves, my brain just started cycling through Keanu Reeves movies that you should see. But
Father of the Bride.
Father,
Thank you for holding off, Mitch. I appreciate it so much. I know that was really, really hard for you.
I realized that that's all of my personality, and I need to kind of rein that in a little bit. But there's only so much you can do.
But you seem like you are like aware of that. Like I don't think you're the dude that we're talking about because you have put that barrier down and you're aware. Like it's the dudes that will like corner you at a party and be like, nah, but I don't think you get that like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yes, it's violent towards women, but you have to remove yourself from that because it's more about the kill myself.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm both self-aware of that and exactly that. I'm the meta.
Unable to stop yourself.
I'm the meta piece of shit. Now, I did want to ask, with the beginning of the movie, it opens up and we are getting taken through the eyes of this guy talking to his pen pal girlfriend who's in Romania.
Cyber girlfriend, right? They
Girlfriend.
webcam each other and stuff. It's, yeah.
He names like 10 different people and it happens so quickly.
But I
It's just-
loved that.
Yeah, I mean...
What often happens with these films is the first 15, 20 minutes lull me into a false sense of security, and I'm always on board for that opening act. Because it was just like, no bullshitting, straight up like, here I am, I have a girlfriend in Romania, I tricked the school into sending some of us to Romania for like a field trip or like exchange program, and by the way, here are all my friends. Bang, here's the nerdy one. Bang, here's the stoner. Bang, here's the hot chick. And I was like, yes, keep them coming. And then, boy, did the wheels fall off shortly after that.
Yeah.
I was into that. I love, like, I felt like I was ready. I thought I was being hand-fed, like, the exact formula of, like, what a shitty teen movie should be. And then it really got confusing after that.
Yeah. Don't forget that during this opening scene where he's like cyber chatting to his girlfriend on a early 2000s webcam, he ends up like slamming his dick in the webcam as well.
Yeah.
And so you're like, all right,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's very like Jim in American Pie. I'm sure he does similar things. Like, all right, I get the tone of this. Now they're going to Romania. We get a cartoon like montage of them traveling there to the Darknesses song.
I love Greece.
One Way Ticket to Hell and Back, which is the first single from their second album of the same title. No, I really like that album. I made my mum buy it for me like while I was at school, like on the day it came out, because I was a big Darkness boy back in the day. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
You don't hear that sentence very often. I was a big Darkness boy back in the day.
Yeah.
Usually
it sounds
you get,
cooler
like,
if you haven't heard the band as
Pop
well.
punk or like Fall Out Boy, all those kinds of bands would be like, nah, Darkness for me, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and people picture that that's like really, I don't know, goth or something. But, you know, they were like a flamboyant kind of
They were the guys
funny
that
rock
sung
band.
like, I believe in a thing called love.
Glam rock
Just
band.
hold on the rope
That's
of my
it.
heart.
Yeah.
Great band.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
And a great way to open a movie like this is you put some darkness in the opening credits, and I don't think I've ever seen that before. This might be the only movie that has a darkness song in the opening credits.
And okay, so what I'll say about this movie is that this movie came out 1 year after Twilight. So I don't understand that. When I see this movie, I'm thinking 2001. This movie came out in 2009.
Was this the books though, or the movies? When did the...
Wait, hold on. When was Twilight?
Are you saying that there is a book series for vampire school?
No.
College
So I would read
Vampires.
that.
It was a very popular
My
saga.
bad.
Because if it was like... When the books came out, they, I think, would have been like mental check vampires about to get like popular as fuck. And they were ahead of the curve in that aspect.
Well, I worked at my first job was a theater, and I remember the Twilight premiere. I worked that night, and it was an insane thing. And every movie around that time just started to be more centered around Twilight. I don't know. I feel like there was like 50 Twilight response movies. This movie felt more like Leslie Nielsen. I don't know if anyone's seen this movie, but Leslie Nielsen did like a Dracula parody in the 90s.
Nope.
That's a fucking piece of shit. But yeah, no, it was this really hammy kind of. It didn't want to go full Naked Gun, kind of like or like full parody movie. It kind of half-hearts it and makes it more of a Euro trip.
Yeah. I think the problem is that it's very, very plotty. Like, we watch some movies that you can sum up in 2 sentences and they're just really slow and, like, barely anything happens. This one's really hard to explain what happens because there's 7 characters.
Yeah.
There's a ton of vampire mythology. And compared to American Pie, the plot is like, we want to lose our virginities by prom night and there's 4 or 5 of us. And, you know, you just follow those stories. This is like trying to do that, but also getting way too distracted with like, there was an ancient box that sucked the soul of a vampire into it and stuff. And it was just like unbelievable to watch.
But also they play with two tropes. Very Shakespearean, actually. There's like a guy who's come to the main character of the movie. See, this is how hard it is to explain. The main character of the movie looks exactly like the vampire from Back in Time. So you've got 2 guys running around this castle. One is a vampire, one isn't. And then you've got this woman who's like possessed by the vampire's ex-wife, for lack of a better term, and she's switching between like being herself and being the vampire, and it creates a lot of confusion and hijinks, I would say. Look, that's not a word I use lightly, but I do need to pull it out in this case, around the castle. And my wife came in and started watching it with me about halfway through the movie, and I'm like catching her up. All right, so this is what happened. And I'm like, so that guy's the vampire, and that guy's not the vampire. And she's like, no, Hayden, that's the vampire, and that's it. And I'm like, what? What's going on? I don't get it.
The other thing they do is they have like a fancy dress party, so they dress the non-vampire guy up as a vampire, and all the vampires think he's a vampire.
It's a masquerade ball.
That was so confusing to me because this is how I watched this film. So, because I had so much trouble trying to get it on my computer. Because every time I would like, I'd watch it on the stream and then like the sound would cut out or it would like unsync with the footage. So then I downloaded it and then it would like play for 30 seconds. Then the sound would just disappear. Then I'd press like play and start and it would come back and then it would disappear. I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I eventually found out if I watch it on my phone, it works fine. So I was watching it on my phone, but at the hour mark, it just stopped. Just there was
classic. That's a Dropbox classic for you.
Yeah.
We know this trick. Yeah, 1 hour on Dropbox, you have to have downloaded it.
Yeah. Oh, and so then what I did is I just watched the last 30 minutes of this movie with no sound.
Oh, God.
So as soon as like the two like vampire and non-vampire show up on the scene by the same actor, I was like, I do not know what the fuck is happening here. I'm just
And
only.
that's why we call this Australia's toughest podcast.
It surely is.
that's
The
right.
only time where
The
it like
hoops you have
synced
to
up
jump
was
over.
when they were doing that like thing, like the slapsticky thing of like they're on either sides of a picture frame, but they look the same, so they think
yeah.
it's a mirror.
That's right.
Yeah.
But so if you didn't have sound, you missed like one of the only kind of good gags of the film, where the vampire walks away from the mirror. So the vampire's on one side, there's a fake frame, there's a frame, and the guy who's not a vampire's on the other side. The vampire's making all these facial expressions, the other guy's trying to mimic him so that he believes it's a mirror. The vampire walks away and he goes, "Wait a minute, I don't have a reflection." And I'm like, oh, that's kind of funny.
Damn it! If only.
Exactly. You would have laughed a little bit and then being like, "Wait, stop. You're not meant to laugh. This isn't funny."
I was down for this movie. I think I fell for the classic trick of this podcast where first 15, 20, I'm like, this can be cool. Even after the credits, the cartoon, when they finally got on a train in Europe and they had like the kind of nerdy guy reading a history book about the university and telling everyone the story of the vampires and everything, I was like, all right, that's enough setup. And now hopefully we get to like the college hijinks. But no, it goes so deep into just like vampire stuff where there's a vampire hunter and there's getting trapped in this music box is the whole thing. So this like blonde cheerleader girl gets her personality kind of taken over whenever the music box is open because her blood touched this ruby in there and stuff. It's just like, it's too much. No one needs that stuff.
It is too much. Especially for like a shitty teen movie about ostensibly about having sex.
Yeah.
Like that's not it's like get to the sex.
I think it was bold of them to try and mix the two genres. Like
So true.
Especially
So true.
in an
Brave
era
even.
of like scary movie and like epic movie and date movie, and they were like, yeah, but what if we just actually made a serious movie that wasn't actually parroting anything, but it's all of the genres. Do you know what I mean? And Hollywood was like, green lit. Fuck yes.
It's crazy that it was
Right?
greenlit.
Watching this made me be like, okay, maybe I can make a movie. Because to me, I'm like, you've got to have so much skill. And the fact that like you guys have done so many episodes now of movies that I'm sure are equally as bad, if not worse than this. I'm like, I might try and write a film because I think it may possibly be better than this. I don't know.
Well, let me warn you.
You
on
get to
that.
1% on Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
Yes.
Let me warn you on that. So one thing I did look on the wiki page about this movie was down the bottom it says there's a whole section called 2012 lawsuit, and basically the two brothers
shit.
the two brothers that directed this movie were sued by their financial backers for like financial recovery. So I don't think it ended up well for them. Like, I think they got all these people involved and then they sued them for like the money that they believed they were owed or whatever. So I wouldn't recommend it. Long story short.
Oh, damn. That's such a creative, man. The number of times that I've been put into doing like a short film or something and they're like, we'll give you like $100. Then 6 months later, I'm like, hey, so sorry, just following up on this invoice. It's like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
I will say that the writers of this movie did go on to major success.
Really?
They are currently writing the sequel and wrote the original Sonic the Hedgehog film.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, is that the one with Jim Carrey or the one...
yeah.
The one and the same.
Shit.
See?
Wait, was there
Dreams
two
do come
Sonic
true.
movies or did they release... What happened there?
There's one live action one.
I think they just announced
yeah,
the
second one's being
one.
made now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've just read headlines and seen
Yeah.
podcast titles. I never listened to any of them. Is it Idris Elba is playing Knuckles?
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
That's pretty sick.
I think-
like that.
I think what Beck was talking about was that they put up Sonic and he looked like a hideous freak.
Yes, that's...
And
I
everyone
see,
broke
I see.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the same movie or did they like just
They-
fix
they-
it and then re-release
That was the
it?
same one. Yeah.
They just made him look
They
more
fixed
like
it.
Sonic
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people were okay. People calmed down.
But they still let cats happen. Okay. All right.
You know, you remember those Animorph books?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So to begin with, he looked like the halfway point between a blue hedgehog and a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had like human
like-
teeth and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was just in the trailer, and then the backlash was so strong that like the director and the studio said, we're going to push the release and we're just going to like work our VFX guys to the bones to completely recast the CGI version of Sonic in this.
And look, a few suicides among VFX artists is fine, as long as I get my day at the box office.
Yeah.
Back at a popcorn, Sonic on the big screen, love
He's
it.
not fulfilling my childhood nostalgia.
Kill a couple of people.
Don't fuck with Sonic fans. You will reap the consequences.
Yeah, any other franchise would have got away with it, but people know like Sonic fans will burn this place down. We need to fix this.
They're rabid.
I was going to say, I mean, good for those writers, though. Like, I guess the thing that was holding them back maybe in the film was it was too much about virginity. And now with that taken out because of the Sonic franchise, I mean, they've flourished. Good for them.
Yeah.
Oh, have you not heard the second one's about Sonic losing his virginity?
To Knuckles.
That's
Oh
right.
my god.
He's coming out of the closet.
Maybe there was some executives at Sega who were like, you know what? That vampire movie they did was really bad, but the vampire mythology stuff was quite strong. I wonder how they'd go with the Sonic mythology.
Apparently great.
It's funny how this stuff happens. So just for the listener, I don't know whether we've given a decent enough explanation, so I'm going to try and pipe through this. Like, and that's a phrase, by the way. I'm going to pipe through this. Used
Pipe up,
all
man.
over the place, all the time.
I don't think it's used the way you use
Yep.
it. It normally means something else.
Yeah, exactly. There's a school in America. There's a college in America. A guy makes contact with a woman in Romania. They become pen pals / online girlfriend / boyfriend. He manages to trick his school into giving them like a free trip to Romania. A bunch of college students go to Romania to a university / college, which is in a castle for some reason. On the way to that castle, they discover there's rich vampire-esque lore entrenched in that campus. They arrive at the campus, they all get set up, and one of the teachers happens to be a vampire slayer. She's convinced that there's going to be a vampire attack at the school. Meanwhile, also the dean of admissions is, let's say it, he's a little person, he's a very small man, and he's evil. His daughter turns out to be the girlfriend that the guy from the American college is going to meet, and I'll leave it there. I feel like that's around about where we're at.
But
But you have to explain the vampire lore. Like,
no, we don't have
No,
to.
we
that's
don't.
no? Okay.
I don't think people give a
It's
shit.
so good. You nailed it.
Thank you.
I didn't take much of it in, and I'm not repeating it. Yeah. The only other key part is the guy and his Romanian girlfriend. She's very beautiful, but then when he meets her, she has an unfortunate, I guess, spinal deformity.
Yeah.
She's a hunchback.
Yeah,
She has a massive bulge on her back.
like
And so-
popping out.
Oh, some of the poorest prosthetic work I have ever seen in my life. How do you fuck up a lump so badly? I'm sorry. It's just a lump.
Yeah. And it does take me back to the times, just 10 years ago where you could have a major plot line in a movie that's just like, hey, this girl is beautiful, but she's got like a disability, so like I'm really angry now that I was ever in love with her.
Yeah. That
what
hit me
the
a bit
fuck?
hard.
Yeah, I'm a 4 out of 10 dude who's also a virgin, and I'm outraged.
Yeah. And also, like, I can't let the guys find out she's got a lump on her back. Like,
Yeah.
it
They'll
was
make
so
fun of me.
Yeah.
Which they do.
Yeah, they do, absolutely.
Everyone's as bad as him.
It made me yearn for the
The
old
way
days.
they do that in such like a cartoonish way of like she's like in the cafeteria and they're like, she's disgusting, but that's not enough for all of them to be like, she's got a hump on her back.
Yeah. I knew there'd be something wrong with her. You're a loser for falling in love with her. The other thing is, it's like that guy, he had a disability. He looked like a 33-year-old man who was in high school. Everyone in this movie is well into their 30s, and they're pretending to be college. I didn't understand why they didn't cast younger people in this movie.
I think as they would have cast the guy, surely, okay, I have a theory about this. Surely they cast the guy from American Pie first, who's definitely in his 30s, and then they cast people in their 20s, and he was like, I'm insulted by this. How dare you? So then they had to bring all of the ages up to meet him.
I like that you're hanging everything off that one character. I think that's true. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, like, so the father/dean of this woman who has a hunch on her back, he, in no uncertain terms, threatens the American student to essentially kill him and /torture him.
Yeah.
Because he walks him into his torture chamber and says, "Oh, here's this guy that this is the last guy that like stood up my girlfriend on my daughter on a date." And he was like strapped up, like not fed for years. And so there's this idea that obviously he can't break up with this horrible monstrosity of a hunchback.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because like I don't know if you've ever been on the internet, but you'll find someone who is into it. Like you could find, this is in 2009, I think, when the movie's also set. It's like the internet's around, dude. You could find at least 500 dudes in the state that you live in willing to fuck your daughter.
Do you remember when they're at that, like in the rec hall eating lunch or whatever, and everyone discovers that she has this hunchback, and they're like making fun of him for it, and his response is he gets up and he's like, I have an in on some of the orgies that are happening around this castle, and none of you are invited. So think about that next time you're spanking your pud.
Spank that pud, man.
Spanking your pud? Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's such a abstract thing to be thinking about whilst you're spanking your pud as well. It's a lot to try and pull to mind.
Yeah. No, I think we've all been there. We've all been like, while I'm doing this, I'm thinking about my friend who's off at those orgies. That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, sorry. Back to the Dean before we move on. Can I say,
the
cruelest intro to a character of all time. We introduced him in his office, right? And he is playing a vinyl of what is clearly the music used to intro the Oompa Loompas, a Charlie and the fucking Chocolate Factory.
Oh my god!
Like, it's proper, like, fantastical elf music, and I'm like, this is so rude. This is rude.
That's what little people listen to. Didn't she realize that?
The music of their people, apparently.
That's right.
I think that this movie also, like a lot of movies of this list, employs a lot of tactics, like a lot of gay jokes, a lot of if this guy kissed a guy, and everyone is horrible to him.
Yeah, that's right. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. And then that comes back in an even worse way that's dated.
Yeah. I think all of those I was actually pretty pleasantly surprised that they didn't put in like a bunch of like horrible Asian jokes. The Wang, the Asian character, although the name's pretty kind of like, the guy's name is fucking Ben. Yeah, no, he was actually a pretty good character. I mean, other than like they didn't take the easy.
Being 40 years old.
Yeah, he was like 40, but...
Makes sense, though. So you had the pair that were like, oh, fuck, there's too much, man.
I think they couldn't, literally
It's too many
time-wise, they
characters.
couldn't fit in the racism. Like, they're like, if we're going to wrap up all of these plots, we cannot harp on too much that his name is Wang, okay? That has to be cut from the script.
Yeah, I think when you've got vampires, Frankenstein... and like weird music boxes, you can't fit in racism.
Yeah,
like
we have to cut the mandolin solo scene from the dance. I'm so sorry, everyone.
That's a good point.
It's not just that there are two characters that are played by the same actor. It's also that there are actual twins in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's actual twins.
It's so much shit to take in and to explain on this stupid podcast that I'm still doing for some reason.
As Mitch said, it's not just vampires. There's this whole subplot about like chopping people up and moving their limbs and like creating new people out of them and stuff. Like,
let's talk about
why did that have to be there?
So there's a little bit of motivation there that the father of this deformed hunchback woman, he kidnaps one of the two twins. I guess it doesn't matter that they're twins. He kidnaps a woman and cuts her head off. For some reason, keeps that head alive, no need to do that because he knows that eventually after 48 hours it will die. But whatever. Keeps the head alive, and the intention is for that body that he's severed off the bottom of the head to be used and to replace his daughter's body so this daughter can be happy, have a nice, beautiful body, sans humpback, and humpback? Is that right?
Yeah.
What hunchback
Yeah, we know how you saw her.
finally have happiness. So he's doing that whilst also there's some fucking vampire plot that I don't know that we've really uncovered. And I'll just say that the woman that's had her head severed off is one of the broad smorgasbord of teen characters that have come from the States. Is that fair?
Hold on, I think this is pretty succinct. You got your A plot with the guy and the hump girl. No, actually, no, it's very
Yeah,
complicated.
no, what are you
Sorry.
talking about?
There are 7
Sorry.
plots.
You're insane.
Dude, I would recommend to anyone who cares about the plot of this movie, just go to Wikipedia and read the plot summary. You'll see how convoluted it is, how impossible to understand it is.
Yeah.
And then just move on with your life. You don't need to be curious about ever seeing this.
Sorry for getting down to semantics, guys.
Every fucking plot line cross-pollinates in a way that you can't
That's
tell
right, that's
one
true.
part of the story without telling every single part of it. It's a fucking
It wasn't
The
funny.
thing of this movie is if you take out 2 characters, the plot becomes so much simpler. Like if you took out those like 2 guys that were constantly getting high, that's 20 minutes of plot.
They're the
gone.
comic relief.
Yeah.
You gotta keep them in there. They always smoke weed. A funny joke every time.
Yeah, there had to be some levity. The rest of the film was so serious, so
Yeah.
dark.
That's the thing about movies like this is the vampire stuff meant to be scary or tense? Because the tone of the rest of it is just so goofy and teen comedy like. You can't really mix those two things together.
What was funny about this movie, or my experience in watching it, is, like I say, my wife joined me about halfway through. We're both, ragging on the movie. We're talking about how it's shit. She knows the podcast. She knows that it's always terrible. And then there's a scene where, I don't know how it comes about, but one character's being held up by the other one. A woman standing in front of a man. The man is in a cloak, and he's being her arms and legs.
Yeah, what was I didn't quite understand the entire
can't
point
remember
of
how
that.
it came about, but it was like those dogs on Sesame Street. You know, the dogs are eating food. Declan's.
Is that when they have the head? Is that when they have like...
Was it just a head?
on its
Yeah,
own?
just a dog head.
No, because it was. Wait, hang on. You talking about Sesame Street, or are you talking about?
I'm talking about, we're talking about both.
No, because he didn't just have a head. Because she was kicking him with her leg.
No. She was just a head at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be very
Sure.
confusing
Even
for
I
Beck,
know
'cause
that,
I don't
and there
think
was
she
no
had-
sound. No sound for me.
Yes.
The point is,
There was no context for those parts.
there was a head in front of this guy's body, and he was doing all the body actions, and she was just the head doing all the talking. And my wife was just losing it. She thought it was the funniest shit ever. And I just turned to her. She's in tears, it's hilarious.
Yeah, I got to be honest. My girlfriend, this was one of the ones where she kept going, "It's not bad. Like this one's actually not bad."
I don't know what it was.
I will say, pace-wise, that is something I really enjoyed about this movie, is that there was never something not happening.
That's true.
And I have awful ADHD, so for me, I was like, I'm present in this. I'm not getting distracted by my phone. I'm not Googling shit in the corner. I'm constantly just stimulated by this film. So they did absolutely nail that.
They did have a lot of variation.
It was entertaining.
They had a horse chase early on. They had a train ride. At the end, there's a sword fight on a bridge.
I'm sorry. Before we move on from the horse chase, okay, can I say
Yeah.
the most embarrassing thing that I laughed at, in hindsight, I'm disappointed that I laughed at that, was the dumb joke that every time they said the name of the school, the horse farted.
Oh,
People
God.
don't even call that comedy anymore.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
I
Yeah.
did not. I got angrier and angrier with each iteration.
Yeah. It reminded me of that scene of Seinfeld where Kramer is riding these horses and they keep fighting. But this was the characters realized if you say the name of the school that we're about to go to, it'll make the horses fart, and then they just keep doing it over and over again. So important.
Brilliant.
We also
Comedy genius.
I remarked at one point that there was a nerd character, but like he disappeared for like 40 minutes, and then suddenly he was back. It's like, oh, that's right, there's a nerd, and I don't think he's like offered anything to this film so far. There's just a nerd.
Well, I will say he comes in when he's trying to get with the headless girl, and it's Wang in a robe. He tries to like put his hand up her skirt.
I don't remember that.
This was troubling, this scene, because this is like cartoonish sexual assault.
Oh yeah,
like this is like I think how people who have no history or interest, or like I think before Me Too, how people imagine sexual assault, which is like you're at a party like full of people and everyone's around and there's just a girl in the corner. And a man comes up and straight up just like grabs a pussy in the middle of the room in front of everybody.
Yeah, he goes for it.
I don't remember this.
Yeah. Good. Good for you.
It was in that.
Maybe because it's such a normal occurrence, it just kind of passed me by.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, but I don't remember.
There was some big stuff that happened, like the vampire lady hunter, the kind of Van Helsing woman.
Oh, the vampire hunter, of
she
course.
Comes in with 2 swords, and they have a huge fight at that like ball, that like dinner party ball, and it ends up with the hunchback lady like getting her arm ripped off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because all her limbs have been stitched together. And
Actually,
everything.
that was another good bit. Again, I assume Becky didn't hear it.
Nope. Tell me, fill me in with the jokes.
Oh man, like you have to. Yeah, it was a callback. So when
You
they
have to
first
be there.
when they first
You
discovered,
had to be there with sound on.
That's
You
right.
had to be.
That's right. When they first discovered the body in like the Frankenstein lair or whatever,
Yeah.
it was all so like for some reason.
Yeah, it's so nasty. It was just like
Oh,
lumped
it made
together
me
like a couple
actually
of
feel
steaks.
sick. Like it really, every time they went, like more sick than the horror movies we've watched. It was really, really gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all her limbs were detached from the body. And firstly, again, my wife made a great comment like, why are the limbs detached? Like, they only needed to cut the head off. Why have they taken all the limbs off individually and then sewn them back together? That doesn't make sense, right?
That's Frankenstein.
But then it's for the callback later, specifically
Right.
for that. They made us all throw up in our fucking mouths for that one callback, and I really respect that. I really respect the commitment to comedy.
So yeah, so all the limbs get are sewn onto her, and like there's this slapstick moment where one of the stoners like gets the thread caught on his arm and he's spinning around the lab,
yeah.
and it's slowly undoing all of her limbs, and her limbs fall off one by one, and he makes the comment like, why did he only use one thread?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny. Anyway, after the fact, when she gets her arm pulled off at the ball, the father of her says, why did her arm fall off? That's why I only used one thread, which doesn't make any sense, but was funny.
Do you guys remember how it ended as well? Like once the kind of main story got wrapped up and they did that little like 5-minute kind of just like to tell
Where
you
are
what
they
the
now?
characters did. Yeah, where are they now? And so
Why? This made it so beat for beat for like American Pie or like any
Right.
like teen movie.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no need, guys. Honestly, I'm exhausted. I don't know if I can take in this much.
yeah. I mean, we haven't even talked about the character who's kind of like the plain white boring guy whose whole thing is that he's got a hot girlfriend but he comes too fast.
Right.
And
right.
can never like quite get into it.
I don't remember that part
I don't know.
either.
If you described this movie to me, I would not laugh at any of this, but I found it so funny. I think lockdown has just driven me insane. I'm just like, even like the implication of comedy, I'm like, that's brilliant,
Yeah.
man. That's so funny.
Maybe you can just respect the effort. Like as a comedian, you're like, well, they're doing stuff. They're making jokes. They're trying.
Yeah, they had a dream and they followed through with it and they created art.
Yeah.
And that's more than a lot of us can say. So
And that's the thing. We're just sitting here, you know, making fun of their work. But what are we creating?
That's so
What are we
true.
putting
That's
out
such a
there?
good
yeah,
point.
I've barely finished a pitch for a web series ever in my life. How dare I look down on these people?
That's right.
Yeah, so the guy who's kind of the jockey douchey guy from American Pie, who's clearly in his mid to late 30s at this point. The way he lives now, after the story's over, is he's written an autobiography called The Greatest Vampire Slayer Ever by Clifford Clifton. That was his name. Cliff Clifton. And he's like bragging to these chicks at the school, you know, later on. He's just like, yeah, and then I saved the day and I killed all the vampires. Yeah, we just get this really kind of dumb montage about like every other character. The stoner guy called Wang, the Asian guy, he's like now a kind of plastic surgeon on a reality show, I guess.
Yeah.
That's right, because he's the guy that sewed the body back
Like
together.
Dr. Oz style.
It turned out he had a knack for plastic surgery.
Yeah, who comes in?
Huh, what?
Like that scene at the end, there's like this real wrestler-looking dude and his like stripper girlfriend.
We assume he stays in Romania to have his own reality TV show about, you know, like a My Embarrassing Body or whatever those shows are where people come in and what is the gag there?
He's doing a consult, and I remember that he like leans down while they're reading the pamphlets that he's given them about the plastic surgery and just like takes a hit from some pipe that's in like his bottom drawer.
He's one of the
Smokes weed, funny every time.
Well, that was the other thing, is that like the only way he was able to like pull the body back together and sew the woman's head back onto her body was because he was constantly hitting the pipe, and that was an ongoing jape.
But remember what he does? So this woman comes in, and a wrestler-looking, scary boyfriend is like, "We want to get her some breast implants," and she flashes them in the middle of this consult, and then like it cuts to he's done the surgery, and she just has one giant boob. That's again like a really bad prosthetic.
So
like you can
dumb.
see the kind of
It's the
plasticness in it.
stupidest thing. It's like,
I mean, if you've seen Dr. Death, you know that surgeons make mistakes all the time. You know, it's probably statistical, and the bong had nothing to do with it.
Diverging. Is Dr. Death about that Australian doctor who we...
No.
Okay, never mind then. I won't watch it.
You'll only watch it
Yeah,
shows
that's
about
right.
Australian
We need to keep
doctors.
filmmaking in Australia. Keep our dollars here. Stop sending them overseas to the bloody Yanks.
No, it's not. It's not like assisted suicide doctor. It's about just a guy.
That's not what our Australian guy was. There was
Who's
some
the
dude here
Australian
who was
guy?
just... I remember there was a guy who was like nicknamed by like a current affair and stuff back in like, I want to say mid-90s, who was just like a fucking terrible surgeon, and like his work ended
Was it
up...
Kevorkian? Which one was Kevorkian?
I don't know. But his work ended up like resulted in the death of heaps of people in Australia, and then he moved back to his home country to escape.
Well, this is basically the same.
And he
as
was
that.
nicknamed Dr. Death.
Yeah, I think any doctor who is responsible for killing people gets that nickname.
Right.
And I'm imagining like a prison where there's like 3 or 4 surgeons that were just purposely maiming people and stuff, and they're all like, "I am the real Dr. Death around here."
That's Dr. Death season 2.
Yeah.
That's right.
But Hayden, it is basically the same show. It's a similar thing.
It's a plastic surgeon.
He's a spinal surgeon.
Oh, okay. And is he negligent or got a lust for blood?
That's like the whole show, really. It's a weird mix where you're like...
It's a will he, won't he?
Yeah. There's points where they're just like...
Does he, doesn't he?
Either he's completely incompetent or he's doing it on purpose and he's like completely evil.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's good. Alec Baldwin and Christian Slater chase him around for years and years.
Which one's Christian Slater? Googling him.
He's the guy who sounds like he's doing a Jack Nicholson impression.
And his face looks a bit like a Jack Nicholson.
My daddy.
You know, he's in True Romance. He's in Mr. Robot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, this week's episode is brought to you by Stan, streaming
Yes.
Australia's favourite.
Pretty symmetrical face.
Do you have something on Stan, Beck? Were you in something on Stan? Like the Lockdown Festival or something?
Yeah, it's the Lockdown Comedy Festival, which no need to watch that. You can give that one a miss.
Oh. Why?
I mean,
We do love a
it's
good
just-
anti-plug.
It's not my favourite representation of my comedy. Honoured to be a part of it, but the hard part was because they gave us, because it was like the first lockdown, and we had to shoot everything ourselves, and I have no experience in sketches or shooting anything or writing anything for the screen whatsoever. So, and like I essentially just kind of did stand up to camera in my house to no one, and it's it didn't read the best. And I have also stand-up of all of those jokes available for free online. So don't waste your money, guys.
So how did that work? Did you have to like pitch them what you were going to do, or were they just like, here's a camera, like film whatever you want for 5 minutes or something?
So you had to pitch them the idea, and it was like stand-up, but like you've got like add like a little bit of a flair to it to make it kind of interesting. So my idea was that I'm doing stand-up, but I keep getting interrupted by all my housemates in my share house. So yeah, but the thing is, like, they were still like, because I had it like really like quick base, like I couldn't even get a joke out, and they're like, no, do at least like 30 seconds of jokes before you get interrupted. Okay. And it was just like, it was a weird pacing for it. But you pitch it to them, they showed up to your house with all this like super fancy camera equipment, like lapel mics and like a camera that was like as long as your arm with like the tripod and stuff and lighting rigs, and you had to try set it all up with like the director over Zoom, and it was like very, very stressful. Yeah. I also, my housemate who was on there, I will not say her name, did a real sneaky and was like to the guy who dropped off all of the equipment, who was like a professional cameraman, she's like, I just don't know how to use it. It's just so hard. And she may have coerced him slightly to come into our house and set everything up for her.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What a hero.
Yeah, a bit of gossip for you guys.
Yeah, that's what we're all here
and
for.
So while we're on the whole Stan thing, I'd like to pivot a little bit. What's your take on Afghanistan?
Yeah. Should we have pulled out?
Jesus.
Good or bad?
I say, you know?
Nice. Okay.
I think that's all you can say at a time like this.
That's true.
We were really hoping for a tight fire, if you can just rip something for us.
And if you can't, look, I'll get political. I think they should just shut up and stop whinging, you know what I mean?
Jesus Christ.
God,
that's just how I feel.
man.
I don't know which side you're talking about.
Oh, look,
there.
either. They're both as bad as each other.
This podcast really takes a turn in the third quarter. Damn.
We like to get
This is why they call it Australia's
I'm a
hardest
very
podcast.
opinionated man.
Yeah.
You know?
You think you're safe. You think we're just talking movies, but then we're like, hot button political issues.
Right? I was like, this is just some silly boys watching a silly movie. And I'm like,
That's right.
damn, I wish I had looked at the news at all this week. Fuck.
I just want to go on the record to say that I stan the Taliban.
God, so fucking damn it.
I'm speaking my
Oh
truth.
my
Yeah.
goodness.
Stop trying to silence him. Stop trying to censor him. Okay?
I really need a pee. What happens next?
I mean,
Oh, that's where this is coming from. That
I
explains so
thought I
much.
could put a fucking wedge in this podcast. And no,
It's like
okay,
the
so what's next?
animosity. My goodness. He was so charming at the start.
Is how he reels you in.
That's right. False sense of security. So there's a big breakdown, and vampires are. It's the whole Krusty thing of like, who's the real Krusty, right? Like, there's one
speaking of,
vampire.
yeah, there is, and there's
Well,
also
his name is Rusty.
yeah.
Oh.
There's also another joke that's a direct rip-off of The Simpsons, which is like, you know, when Homer is building a barbecue and he's like, holds up the pamphlet and he's like, that's one fine-looking barbecue. Why doesn't mine look like that? And then he pulls the pamphlet down. You see, they do the same thing when they get to the school. They like hold up a pamphlet and they're like, this place looks beautiful. Why doesn't the real one look like that?
Yeah. Cool.
How dare they?
That's good. Thank you for prolonging this. No, sorry. I'm getting a bit cheeky. I'm on beer number 3. So.
Go and piss, mate. Come back.
Oh, I'll do that. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, do that. Calm down. Think
Now
about
he's
how
gone.
you're behaving on this podcast right now, young man.
Now he's gone, I can be honest. And I can say, Hayden, I was at the end of montage, Hayden. You were the one who wanted to keep going back to where they got there. I was happy to wrap it up. But I do want to have a new thing. Like, usually at the end, we get the guests to, you know, plug what they're doing or promote the shows that they can no longer do because it's all lockdown. But I think from now on, we're going to do, like, promote something you want people to see, and then what's something you've put out there that you don't want people to look at. You're not quite happy with.
Oh, God. No, I mean, it's not that I don't want people to see it. I mean, oh, gosh. Someone's going to send this to the guys at Stand and they'll be like, we're never getting her back on if that's how she behaves.
No, it's just like you know you could have done a bit better or something, right? That's the tone.
Yeah, it's Oh, no fault of theirs. Entirely my own. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't worry. No one from Stan is listening to this show. It's ungoogleable.
Yeah.
It's,
Ever since we had to change the name, we're off the grid.
Oh, no.
this is pirate radio.
That's why you got the freedom to say whatever you want, baby.
Yeah, and that's why we talk Afghanistan as much as possible.
Each episode, we've just been covering the conflict.
We've been following it for 2 decades.
I am now trying to think. Is there anything we missed? Beck, can you think of anything?
There's tons of stuff we missed, but who cares? Like,
Yeah.
we don't need
anything worth
There's
it?
multiple characters we haven't mentioned.
I don't think we could address everything that happens in the movie without talking for like 2 hours ad nauseum. I think we've really covered it. My 2 favorite characters though, overall were the couple of the guy who cannot last in the bedroom and the girl who's obsessed with sex. I'm like, that's never not funny. It's never not funny, everyone.
It was a solid bit. It was probably, it's probably the best bit to go with. I did like the stoner guys. I did like that they kept on getting into hijinks. But that scene where the woman falls apart really made me feel sick. That took up a few points.
It was really nasty and also so unnecessary plot-wise. Like, it really, no matter which way you spun it, you're like, there was no reason to cut her up. None at all.
No.
Speaking of things that like were kind of over the top, at the end of the movie, in that montage, it shows the female vampire hunter, and she has now got like a reality show, kind of like Cops. Like, she's a cop and she gets followed around with cameras. And she basically like goes into one of those mobile home like caravan things, and just like holds a gun up at some hillbilly that's sitting on the couch, and then just like starts shooting him for no reason.
Well, she suspects that he's a vampire.
Werewolf.
Sorry, my bad.
No, she thought he was a werewolf. She's werewolf hunting in America.
I thought
It just made me sad.
as a premise, that's a funny bit, but it didn't elicit any giggles.
I think it was actually raising awareness about gun violence with cops, and that,
So true.
you should have psych evaluations before you allow people into law enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get Romanian vampire hunters on the force.
Also, we also get the kind of main guy and his Romanian girlfriend, the beautiful one with the hunchback. They get together, they have a baby, and we see the baby at the end. And the baby has the similar, I guess, the haircut, which is like 2 spikes in the middle of the hair, and a goatee, which is what the little person father of the Romanian girl, the dean of admissions, had as well. So they have a baby and it looks like him.
That's right.
Wait, are they implying that she fucked her dad? Is that the closing joke
That
of
is
this movie?
100% what
I
they're implying.
I thought exactly that.
No, really?
That
Oh, no.
changes,
No.
because that changes my
I
thoughts
thought it was
on the
just
movie
a genetics
entirely.
thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a genetics
Well,
thing.
okay, I think maybe just like a hereditary gene.
Yeah.
But it did make me think like, well, why the fuck does he look like that? Is it incest, baby?
Well, that's
Anyway,
Mitch,
not nice.
That's because
Not
you have a
great.
long-standing history of assuming any female in a movie wants to fuck their dad.
Yeah, I did read Freud, and I've pretty much got
Internalized
movie analysis down pat now. I mean, he wrote it. I did it.
Hey, what would Freud Mayweather sound like? I wanna punch my mother. Is that how it works? Right.
No,
Kick my dad. I don't know. I've never seen a fight in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, one more scene that I did like was when the guy who's pretending to be a vampire hunter to get chicks shoots himself in the leg with a crossbow, and then what's his name? Rusty shows up, and he's accidentally taken ketamine, meth, and whatever. He's taking a bunch of shit.
Forgot about this.
And he shows up, and he pulls out the arrow, and then blood starts spurting everywhere, and he's like, no, put it back in. But he puts it in the other leg. And then the vampire hunter lady, because he looks like a vampire, he looks like the main vampire guy, thinks that a vampire, man, it's fucking
hard to explain.
this movie. Oh my God. She thinks he's being tortured by a vampire, so she shoots him with garlic darts. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop.
No, you did so well.
Yeah.
You did so
You were
you
doing
tried
good.
so hard. Mitch, you did really good, okay?
I just want to do a good job.
Sweetie, you're doing fantastic. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, okay?
Mitch, you're keeping the whole thing together.
I'm not keeping myself together.
I can go on about like the Taliban a little longer if you like.
But, all right, let's
Take us home.
let's get around to some ratings.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Beck, we usually end this by giving it a score out of 10. Obviously, we've been through the ringer, so our brains aren't really gonna rate this the same way as yours. So I think we should start with you. What did you think of the movie, and what was your rating?
Okay. Thank you so much for asking. Originally, I really loved watching this movie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed how shitty it was, but how confident it was in its shitness. But then I would have given it like an 8 out of 10 on the like shit but great movie scale. Okay, that's really high. I'm aware. But with this new added piece of information that there was an incest baby at the end.
Allegedly.
Well, also
Which also had a humpback. We got to mention the baby had a humpback. That was like the funny reveal.
Yes, but also didn't
Child
she still
deformity.
have the other lady's body? So she had the other lady's eggs in her. So either the dad is also like, it's incest and necrophilia. So for me...
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. As a woman, I know about the reproductive system.
Cool.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
I
always
missed that
said
one.
that's one of your
Bringing
finest
some
assets.
science to the podcast.
Yeah.
So on that note, it takes off a whole, I'm going to say 5 points, and I'm giving it a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, a fair score. A fair score.
That's so sad that it was like traveling so well until that last few seconds and dropped 5 points.
Yes, a real drop up. That's what I'm hoping happens with Sydney's COVID cases. Just we wake up tomorrow and we're like,
It's fixed.
it's all gone. Where did it go?
And Gladys just comes out. She's like, just kidding.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.
Is there a thing about like a social bubble, like an intimacy bubble? You can have like one house you can go to and it can be your own dad.
Yeah.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's generally someone's single bubble is with their parents.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah. So true. Great point.
And you can think about that when you're spanking your pug.
Declan. What do you guys rate the movie? I want to know your thoughts.
All right, I'm going to say it was like a Euro trip. So I was having fun. I was paying attention to every scene. I know why people hated it, and that's always a good thing in these movies. You're like, I'm not crazy. This is it's a piece of shit, but at least it's likable enough. And it's got enough things happening that I don't know. I think for me...
Mitch.
What?
I'm picturing you just like naively sitting there being like, I can see why people hate this. Yeah.
No, well, it's rough when I think my brain is broken, when I'm like, this is fucking sick. Why don't people like Derailed, man?
Derailed was good.
Derailed being a movie.
Can we watch that again and do another podcast on it?
Yeah. Beck, you want to see Derailed?
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
That's some dude cinema for you right there. That's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
It is. You should. You need to watch.
You haven't
Derailed.
seen it?
It's
Dude,
sick.
you need to watch Derailed.
It's like layers to it. There's smallpox on a train. It's sick.
So with that, I think it lost a point for me every time it said like a joke that was a little bit dated. But still, I mean, it didn't lose that many points. I'm going to give this one like a 4.2. Because it's not the worst. It had it. You know what? I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Don't you mean a 4.20, bro? 420?
Nice.
Oh, shit, dude. Smoking weed. Always fucking funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's give it a 4.2. Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
All right, 4.2 it is. I'm locking it in. I'll jump in next because Hayden's going to take us home.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This was an interesting one.
I've never taken us home before.
I enjoyed the attempt to mix genres, to try and do like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which, leans less on the comedy and more on the vampire-y stuff, but it still has a bit. And this goes the other way. I really don't think it's possible to do a good version of like an American Pie genre mashup, because you just get too muddled. You're like, are these guys trying to lose their virginity or hook up with hot Romanian college chicks? Or are they trying to fight vampires and do like sword fights and, I don't know, Frankenstein women together and whatever else is going on? It's too hard to balance that. I wouldn't attempt it. I think the thing that hurt me the most about this movie was the fact that I've made a zombie comedy movie, and I was like, I think all the things I hate about this, I hate about my own movie as well. So I'm like learning lessons way too late. But now that I've seen this, I know that it's just not an experiment to be trifled with, much like a Frankenstein monster. So I'm going to give it a 2.1 out of 10 on the Declan scale.
Whoa.
Yeah. I spent so much of this film looking at my phone, wondering when it would be over.
You sound like me on my podcast.
I was just like, I don't want to play video games. Can this end now so I can play video games? And it didn't end.
It did end. It did end, though, Hayden, about 90 minutes in, yeah.
It did end. It did end. No, I didn't like it. It's a shame because those first 15 minutes had me set up raring to go. It was the right pace. And I guess you're right, Bec. The pace didn't ever hold up at any point. It was go, 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 go. It's just the going. What was, like, within those goes was not for me. I mean, like, you have a guy, like, slam his dick in a MacBook.
I love that.
I'm ready. Yeah, let's go.
Tale as old as time, baby.
And then it fell off, which is such a shame. I thought there would be more MacBooks. I thought there'd be more penises getting slammed in them. Nah, it was pretty bad.
What's your score?
I'll take it to a 3. I'll give it a 3. And that's my final word.
All right, lock it in. We've done it. We've done another movie.
Yay.
Congratulations to Bec for making it through, even if you did watch a third of the movie with no sound. I feel like that makes it tougher. I feel like that's like even harder to do. So,
like, it was a challenge, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
I also like that you came clean. You didn't, like, pretend that you'd not, like, you could have come on the podcast and be like, I remember when they said that in the last 15 minutes. Yeah.
No. I'm so honest about my constant inability to watch movies in a normal fashion or access. Anything outside of Netflix for me is a nightmare, and I need to let people know that they're not alone, okay?
Yeah, fair.
Do you think this movie could have fit into, like, the pantheon of dude cinema?
Oh, yes. For sure. I think, like, with the number of, like, jokes about, like, virginity and dicks and chicks and, like, tits and stuff, I think the only feminine theme in this movie is vampires. Otherwise, it's all mask, baby, and that's, definitely belongs on our pod.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even mention that, like, there are quite a few naked female vampires in this, which is, like...
Tons.
Really, if you're watching a movie like this, you're counting on that. So they don't let you down in that regard.
I felt sorry for those actors.
We're all... Like,
just for anyone
I really hope this movie's got vampire tits in it. 'Cause if not, I'm gonna be real disappointed.
Naked breasts are so hard to come by these days. I don't know where I would find them. Yeah, so Bec, thank you so much for coming on, and also, like, there is homework you have to do beforehand, so thank you for that. What's going on with you at the moment? You're in lockdown, but what kind of shows? Obviously, the podcast's always happening, but what's going on with you at the moment?
Well, thank you so much for having me, guys. Don't even stress about the homework. I'm constantly having to watch so many things I don't want to in a week, so really didn't change my life whatsoever. You can find me at Bec Loves Food on Instagram is always the best way to contact me and know what I'm up to. Podcast, as we said, Latest Guide to Dude Cinema, blah, 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 you don't even hear me say it again. And in a few weeks, I have my hour that I filmed in Melbourne. That's going to be available for people to watch behind a teeny tiny little paywall. So if you're interested, keep your eyes peeled for that. But otherwise, don't worry about it. Just keep living your life.
I was going to anyway. But thank you.
I'd actually put my life on pause until that special was coming out. But yeah, all right, I'll keep living.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Thanks for coming. It's been fun. And yeah, congratulations. Everyone gets a trophy for coming on this show because, there's a lot of podcasts that are just people hanging out and talking about things. And it's like, anyone can do that.
Exactly.
What about putting yourself through absolute hell week after week?
Yeah, you went through the gauntlet. There's a prize at the end of the tunnel.
Oh, mate, this podcast was the prize, and it was sick. So worth it. I think that's what makes me love these shitty movies, is the ability, like, to talk about them afterwards in, like, a public sphere. I'm like, there's purpose.
Yeah.
There's reason
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
it.
This is better than group therapy.
Yes.
Because you don't have to talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we come here and we share our traumas week after week.
Yeah.
Because in the real world, if you're watching a movie this bad, 15 minutes in, you're just like, I'm turning this off and I'm turning something else on. But we have to stick them out. Sound or no sound.
It's true. And look, just before we finish up, Declan, I know this is a little unorthodox. I don't usually do this, but I do want to just plug my new podcast. It's a solo podcast. It's called My Struggles with the Taliban, the Quinn story. You can find that on Spotify, any kind of, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in. It's just me sort of going through my thoughts and processing what has happened over there recently. And yeah, I think there's a lot to be learned there, and I'm really excited to pick up a new listenership and a fan base. So please, if you can, Google that.
Wow. Thank you for launching some alternate media.
I just think the people need to be informed. That's all I'm saying.
You, dude. Fuck.